know you have something to do, and thanks for coming early.
Thank you.
So, go for it.
Well, during the political campaign that was going on, we had come in here and then we found out that you guys need a new roof. So we said, you know what, we're going to work on that, and unfortunately it took us a couple of months, but we're here. Now, Annie and I are not here from the community board, we're not here from the community council, we're here as individuals of the community who want to see this place thrive. And without a roof, obviously, you're going to have all sorts of grief. We were told it would be about $12,000. Annie, stand up here with me, will you? I know you don't have to stand here, but at least let them see your face. Annie is amazing with social media. So she's our social media maven. So she agreed to set up a GoFundMe page. We don't think $12,000 is an unreasonable goal. We think that's something we can do relatively easy and with a fair amount of expediency. So what we'll need from the Legion Hall is they're okay to go ahead and do it. Are they a 501c3 here?
You know, I'm not sure, Billy, say that again?
Are you a tax exempt organization?
I believe so.
Not-for-profit organization? So we want to be able to tell people that they're tax exempt donations. If in fact you are, we'll take that information. As far as the funding base, you guys tell me how that works. Where do they send checks in?
No.
How do you do it?
Excuse me,
Everything's online, through credit cards. Credit card, you can set on an account. Through GoFundMe.
They would go
Okay, so you'll show them how to do that. How are you? So once we have the background information, we'll work with you to get all that done. Meanwhile, we want everybody to reach out and say, hey, we set this up. You know, put it out everywhere. Yes.
I'm Cecilia Raymond. I am actually a union carpenter for the New York City District Council of Carpenters, and we do volunteer projects. So I'm pretty sure they would love to help out in this. So if you need to do is provide materials, we'll provide labor.
Whatever we can get.
Pennsylvania, and so everybody's welcome who wants to go to Pennsylvania and go to this retreat. So it's
Ooh, get information there.
So you work for the city?
well, not
As a
really,
carpenter?
so it's- yes, I'm a union carpenter.
Our commander is
So
a
I'm-
carpenter for the city also, so I'm gonna
We're in Hudson
introduce
Yards
him to
right
you.
now.
Put this together.
Awesome.
But anyway, so that's basically the plan. How fast are we gonna go GoFundMe page going? What do we need to do?
It's easy.
Okay. Well, all I need is an okay from the command here.
Well, I'm not the commander, I'm the vice commander, so
Okay.
I can't okay anything without discussing it with them
Okay.
first.
Why don't you introduce them on the way out, because they gotta go, I think, Mike kind of sort of.
Yeah,
Then he has to go, but I'll stick
Why
around.
don't you introduce them to Owen on the way out so they can.
we'll do.
So if you're ready, we'll go do that right now and get started.
Exactly, very good.
And then we'll give everybody the information on, once it's set up, where to go to make donations, and to send your friends and family, and workers and employers, and everybody you know under the sun, to say, go, donate. Whether it's $10, $50, $100, $500, whatever. Okay, whatever you do. 12,000 is not a big number to raise. And I don't see why we can't do that. I want to set a goal within a month. Is that doable, Laney? I'll start you off with 500. Is that doable, Laney? I think we can do it. So that's the goal I want to set.
Very cool.
So if you want to introduce us now, we'll get started.
On the way out, I'll hook you up with them.
Okay, you ready?
Just hear me now.
We'll go right now.
All right.
Come on, let's go.
Very good. Thank you, Bob, and thank you.
all for your time.
Well, I see we got a lot of new faces here tonight, so if we can go around the room, like, real quick.
Irene Cornell, Community Board 10.
Back and left. Everybody, go around, real quick.
I'm Joseph Ronda, Marine veteran, currently serving in the New York Guard, and I'm also the director of the Starless Sea Sea Cadet Corps at Holy Family.
How you doing? I'm Bob Vicky. I'm a Army veteran. Just coming here to check out what's going on with everything.
Always welcome, thanks, man.
I'm Sal Russo, actually, I'm with Community Board 11, but, you know, we're all in the same city. This is how I feel, you know what I mean? And we should know what's going on with other members. You know, be familiar faces, put a name to the face and a face to the name, right?
Jeremy runs your shop there?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Thanks, Tony.
Efren Gonzalez III. I am a veteran from the Army, and I'm a member of Sam Young Post. And I also am a delegate for 1199. I work at Montefiore.
I'm not standing up. Grace Lavaglio. I live in the CB11 district, and like Sal, I like to get around and see what's going on in the rest of the neighborhood, so we can. I mean, I'm on Facebook with most everybody anyway, so it's nice to put a face to the name.
My name is Javier Castro, Army ROTC and New York Guard for 6 years. And Tony, I have two announcements. Do I do that now or do I do that later?
Have the floor.
I have two announcements. Do I do it later or?
Yeah, we'll do announcements in a few minutes.
Okay.
Just one real quick, everyone just say hi. I know Bob Barbarelli, Esquire, and you're from?
Hi, I'm from Community Board 10, and it's part of the homeowners association.
I need some characters behind you.
You forgot Marjorie.
I know.
It's okay, I'm short, so I'm easily visible. Hi, everyone, Marjorie Velasquez, Community Board 10. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Julian Mashurski, 40 years and counting on a planning board. Second Armored Division, Fort Hood, Texas, about 1 million years ago.
Wow.
We got Joe, we got New York Metro Vets here. Joe in the house? So that's
It's
number
the
one son.
controller's office.
Number one
Go
son.
ahead, tell him. I'm also Julian Mashurski. He's driving him.
All right, now we can get New York Metro Vets.
Joe Bello, I am the Bronx rep for the New York City Veterans Advisory Board, and I'm also on the board of directors of the Fisher House being built at the Bronx VA Hospital.
Keith Rivera, Department of Veterans Affairs, Vet Center Readjustment Counseling Program, Bronx and Queens.
Right.
Hi, I'm Alan Gottlieb. I live in Edgewater Park. I am part of the Bronx County Board for the Green Party. I'm here with Deborah, which can speak for herself.
I'm Deborah Rosario. I live in Community Board 10, and I'm also part of the Green Party.
Great. Thanks for coming. Guys?
My name is Delvin Sanchez. I'm community liaison for also the Assemblyman Brian Barlow, District 3.
My name is Steve Camilo. I'm a 12-year Army veteran, and I also work with Assemblyman Brian Barlow down in District 30 as well.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Eva Hines. I'm a New York Army National Guard veteran. I represent Veteran Voices newsletter. I live in Community Board 7. Yes, and I'm here because I'm getting more involved in community service.
Great, thank you.
I'm Norman Smith, Vietnam era veteran of the Marine Corps. I'm in Community 7, and like my associate here, I'm the president of Veteran Voice newsletter. And curiosity got a hold of me, and I'm here to see the end of it.
Carlos Menes, I live in Community Board 11 in Morris Park. I found about this meeting for the Community Board, and right now I'm going on my 18th year in the Army Reserve.
And you remember post 19, right?
Yes.
Great.
Hi, I'm Sue McMillan, 6-year Navy veteran. I live in Community Board 10, and Tony's been bugging me to come here.
What's up with you?
Again, I'm Cecilia Baez Raymond. I am an Army Reserve veteran, 1995 to 2003. I'm resting my head in Kingsbridge right now and looking to settle down in the Bronx, possibly in a home for me and my family. In my union, they stress, be part of the community board, get to know, what's going on, what projects are coming up. So, even though I'm not part of the community board, I've attended some meetings, but I like to get more involved. And, like I said, we do a lot of volunteer events. So, also I'm part of the Latino Club for the Carpenters and a member of the New York City Veterans Alliance. So they help write policies for veterans. So, happy to try to
Yeah,
get as much
we
information.
found that it's a great resource that, the guys can come and fix something and they get their credit for it, they get their check off on their road for their union part and all that stuff. We've done it with part of the bricklayers, painters. Thanks. I'm sorry, you did?
Want to jump Carlton like that? Evening, everybody. Jason Francis, Vice Commander of the County Club in Theodore, and I am Allerton resident and candidate for the 80th Assembly District.
And the Allerton Avenue.
No longer, I resigned from it, but I am the founder of the Allerton International Emergency Association.
Carlton McGee, I'm not a veteran, sorry. Just here solo support from friend here, Jason Francis. Like to hear all of your stories.
Great, thank you.
Lonnie Woods, I don't know why I got on
Usually, just to let you guys know, usually we have meetings, community board has their meetings at the board office. There's like 8 chairs, 10 chairs. I feel here we wouldn't fit in the board office tonight. Number one, we say thank you so much. Number two, maybe we can have some fun afterwards. So, thanks for coming by. And I guess we can go around and do, because I know some guys have some projects they want to speak about. Mind if I start with one real quick? We'll start with one because I'll forget. I want to give you guys most of the time. I want to get this out of the way. We have found this out. The American Legion Department of New York doesn't support a lot of stuff. They don't do anything about lawyers. Okay? And, but this, I have a couple more left over there. This is it's called Reconsolidating Traumatic Memory. And what happens is, when you go to the VA hospital, they got a plus or minus 35% success rate using drugs. Okay, and as you know, from the other things that happen in our community, when you drink or you do drugs, the next morning you wake up and you're still there. Okay. Plus or minus 35% with drugs, not very good. Plus they give you a nice big bottle, so if you want to kill yourself, you can kill yourself. This Dr. Frank Bork, RTM, Reconsolidating Traumatic Memory. I'll have to simplify it for you because I'm not a psychiatrist. But 90% success rate without drugs after 4, 5, or 6 visits.
Wow.
And basically what they're doing is they teach you to retrain your brain. So if you see, so if you see a fire engine, you don't say 9/11, all the buildings collapsing, all that crap. You see a fire engine and you say, wow, the good guys are here. And they teach you how to do that. One guy who presented at the American Legion Conference in Albany, he was in the 64 earthquake in Alaska.
Wow.
1964 earthquake in Alaska. It was 9.9 on the Richter scale, which is the same thing as an atom bomb without radiation. So, I mean, he saw like school buses getting crushed. It was horrible. And he had a whole life of fighting, drinking, fighting, punching the boss, punching the just a total mess. And he went for this because it's not down here yet. Hopefully it'll get down here to the Bronx. It's not down here yet. But it's hope. It's not a cure. There's no such thing as a cure. And they take the D off disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder. This is not a disorder. It's the real thing. If you see something that happened to you and you see it again, it's normal. So I'll leave these pamphlets out here. It's not down here yet, like I said, but please pass this around. Google it. Google it. Search it. It may be very helpful to something that you know. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to get that out there for you guys because it's very important. A lot of our guys, right? What happens to a lot of our guys? Drinks, drugs, and all that. Right. So I have a few more of these left. These back. Okay. So, just walking in the room, we have Peter Decker from Santa Maria. And I'm going to go out of order because he just came in, but I know you have something to report about. Right here, I have several things to report about. We were speaking at the Bronx VA. We're so fortunate to have VA in the Bronx. We have a problem with the golf carts. We have a problem with parking because of Fisher houses, which is, if you guys don't know, the Fisher houses, the Bronx VA hospitals, and this is Joe's project, and you know Peter, obviously. There's no place to stay. If you have to stay with somebody, a loved one, what do they charge? $200-300 a night? Fisher House is like a Motel 6 where you can stay, you're on the grounds, because they're doing kidney transplants at the VA hospital. Hopefully it'll be the regional, am I correct? It is the regional kidney transplant location. I mean, you got the guys going through the hallway with the things, you know, serious stuff. So that's why Fisher House is there, because the Fisher family is from the Bronx. They give us 2 houses. So that will do good, except it kind of ruined all the parking.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of ruined all the parking. Now, the VA cops are not going to give out tickets, but they kind of ruined all the parking. And then that brings us back to the golf carts, which we're going to talk about, which is a problem. And I'll be quiet and let Pete say something, and then Joe. Together, because you guys work together on your VA stuff. Pete, you want to go first with me?
First off, I want to apologize for everybody for being late. Let me just refer to some notes, so keep it clear and concise. Most of you, hopefully all of you will understand. I actually had to put this before midday late. I was out to dinner with my wife, which doesn't happen too often. So that's a priority, so that way I get to come to places like this. It's usually Legion folks, trust me, it's usually Legion folks.
Not your wife.
Yeah, Legion folks. Let me start with the most recent topic, the VA. A couple things. One, yes, we are getting these Fisher houses. We're lucky enough to have Ken Fisher being a former resident of Riverdale, the Bronx. So he's going to give us not 1, but 2 Fisher houses. Each house holds approximately, let's say 10 to 15 families.
Wow.
So it's like a hotel almost. No, I don't recall, I recall some locations in the United States have received a second one because of volume, but no location ever got 2 up front. Some of the problems that we're enduring, the fact that we are getting 2 up front, that we have very little leeway. You know, they're hopefully starting to build these things now, and once the weather breaks, they run about $7 million each, so that's a $14 million foundation raise that we need to try to come up with. Not necessarily, but we need to try to at least come up with. So we're kind of behind the curve on this one. You know, usually you have a couple of years to plan out and plan ahead, but he said no. When we applied for it last year, we were number 17 on the list. And when the list went to Ken Fisher, the founding foundation president, he looked at it, he circled it, put us on number 1. So we would have had 17 slots to get ready for this. Now, unfortunately, we're number 1. Yes, we took away, the VA took away, I'm sorry, Tom. The VA took away the parking issue. We lost 170 spots.
Wow.
I am also the American Legion VA-VS representative at the VA hospital, so I'm speaking from a place of knowledge. They took away 170 spots. We're working on trying to get, if you're facing the building, the VA hospital, to the right, there's some basketball court or something down there close between where Sedgwick and Kingsland, the Kingsbridge would cross in that lower portion. We're going to try to look at paving that over. The VA is going to pave that over and give back some parking spots there because nobody's really using that piece of property. Any questions on the Fisher House up to this point?
Where are they going? By the nursing home?
They're going to go, if you're facing the building again, I just try to orient you. If you're facing the building, it's going to go in that big empty parking lot that everybody's pissed off about.
Across from the nursing home.
Yeah, they're going to go over there. So it'd be, if you're facing the building, it'd be to the left. Next up, very last item on the Fisher House. I'm leaving on Monday for Washington. I'm meeting with the Fisher Foundation, which are located down there. And I'm going to try to come home with much more concrete timeline and whatnot. We haven't had, I think our last board meeting was in October. And with the way, the flow of information and the amount of progress that's being done, I need to physically go down there and find out what the disconnect is, and then be able to come back and report to Tony and the rest of you all. All right, moving on to the next one. The MTA. We had a gentleman a couple months ago come to the Community Board Veterans Affairs Council here and asked us to join forces with him. He's a World War II veteran from New York City, Manhattan specifically. And what his goal is to have the MTA offer a reduced fare for all veterans.
You shut that down.
Now, granted, most veterans fall under, they're over 65, or they're disabled, so they automatically get in that category, a half-rate fare. But for the young kids that are in college, myself, guys that haven't hit the age 60, it would be a beneficial thing to have for the young veterans coming out, especially at least a half-rate fare. This does exist in Albany, New York. This does exist in Nassau County. So it's not something I'm asking that hasn't been done already. It exists in Chicago. So what I did was I prepared a letter and appeared before the MTA board, chaired by Chairman Joe Loda and his entire board, and testified as a post commander representing 200 people for Post 156 on City Island. So I did a letter, submitted it, expressed why I wanted it. My counterpart from Manhattan also presented letters, and we are appearing, he's appearing every month, I'm appearing roughly every other month before the board, in the hopes that eventually they finally agree amongst themselves to say, yes, this is a group that is steadily asking for something. They're reasonable in their request, and they put us on the agenda. Once you get on the agenda, then the ball starts rolling. Then once you're on the agenda, then you can testify directly to even though you're in an open forum, it's like somebody coming in like myself and just talking, but you then have a little more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cloud.
Thank you. A little more cloud. So that's where we are. I testified, like I said, yesterday. Yesterday, I testified as a county representative. I'll very quickly read you just 2 paragraphs. The Bronx County Organization American Legion represents Legion Postal members in Bronx County, fully supports and endorses the request letter and actions of Leonard H. Hawkins, Post 156, for reduced fare for veterans. Mr. Peter Del Devio, in addition to being commander of the post, is also vice commander of Bronx County Organization, is empowered to represent our organization in the matter of reduced fare. So in that 1 paragraph, I went from representing 200 people on City Island to 1,100 people in the Bronx. Bronx County met on January 3rd. Mr. Dudley came before us and presented his letter, research, and synopsis of the MTA Board of Directors meeting he attended in December. At this meeting, the assembled body voted, meaning we, the Legion, support the reduced fare for veterans in the New York City area, that many veterans will qualify for reduced fare as senior citizens, even though there's many veterans that qualify for reduced fare as senior citizens and disabled, as set and described in the American Public Transportation Act. However, reduced fare earmarked for veterans would honor those who gave so much in support of their country. If a reduced fare is approved by the board, is requested to take effect immediately, and the locations where veterans can obtain veterans card can be established in each borough. Veterans would provide documentation as necessary to obtain the reduced fare card. Thank you for your consideration. Signed Joseph Gooden, our county adjutant, and 4, Anthony Salambini, I signed it. So that's where we are on the MTA reduced fare. It's an onward process. In March 12th, I'll be up in Albany. I already have a seat at the table that will hopefully be able to involve some folks at the state level. I will be doing a similar presentation there, and we'll slowly advance the ball down the court. What am I going to do?
Well,